Hello and welcome to On the Turf, hosted by five guys who have never been on the turf. My name is Arjun Orion,
I'm Sriban Kanda.
I'm Camille and Danny.
And I'm Rohan Patel.
and guys, we are in the final week of On the Turf. 3 episodes to go, including this one, and to do that, we thought, revive a tradition we did the first 2 years of the show. Bring on Hojun Choi, the creator of our intro music, football savant, sports savant.
Sports savant, an
Yeah.
increased sports savant.
Increasing sports savant
Yeah,
to come on the show. It's the Pro Bowl week. There's nothing really happening. Obviously we had the championship games. We're gonna go to Camille to talk about what happened a week ago. Um, but we have the Super Bowl set, Chiefs Eagles. 2 years ago, Hoj was on. Last time he was on was 2 years ago today. It was Chiefs Eagles. Here we are again. But let's start. Hoj, thank you for coming on. Any thoughts on being the last guest to ever be on the turf?
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. This is awesome. The show has expanded since the last time I was here. Um, but yeah, I just found out that this is like the last week, I guess. This is crazy. This is a big honor.
Yeah, it's not that
yeah.
I'm allowed
big.
to swear. I
I'd say
forget.
it's a pretty large honor.
Yeah, there's 2 more episodes to go. But let's
Oh,
talk. Camille doesn't have much time. He's only here till the next 10 minutes.
oh, my bad.
No, you're good.
Okay.
I don't think he wants to be here any longer.
Yeah.
I really don't want to.
I don't think he wants to.
No,
Camille, we asked
say-
Camille last week if the Bills lose, will you be on the show next
I'm
week?
here.
And we delayed the show a week to see if he would actually come on.
Yeah, and
Wow.
he's here, just barely.
I'm here.
And he's here. The Bills lost Camille
They
32
did.
to 29 against the Chiefs.
They did. Wait, it was against the Chiefs?
Yep.
Yeah. Any thoughts?
Um, I don't know, man. The light has gone out of my life.
Oh wow.
I truly thought that like I could never be hurt by the Bills again after 13 seconds. But this one is the worst loss, I think. This is just horrible.
What do you think?
Where do you think the team goes from here?
I think we keep going to playoff exits under Sean McDermott and no changes.
Do you think should you fire McDermott?
I think we should, but it won't happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, that was really
I mean, you look
impressive.
at the defense. It's the worst defense literally in playoff history in losses for a starting quarterback. Across all five losses, Josh Allen's defense has been statistically the worst in NFL history. And he's been, I think, like the second best quarterback by EPA in those losses among all quarterbacks.
Who's number one?
I'm not sure.
Mahomes?
No, Mahomes.
Okay.
Well, he hasn't fucking lost to like they don't have any stats on him.
Okay.
But
Low sample size.
yeah, no, it's just gonna keep happening. So I don't know.
Okay, that's
So
pretty
are you
depressing.
Where do you go from? Do you watch Bills football from here on out?
Will you be
Yeah,
watching the Super Bowl?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm looking for an excuse. I'm actively searching.
Hoj,
Like a little movie or something. I don't know. Looking for something. Some way out of it.
Hoj, did you catch the AFC Championship?
Yeah, the Bills versus the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the Chiefs, right?
Yes.
it
The
was
Kansas
Patrick
City
Mahomes.
Chiefs.
if I
Okay,
recall
yeah.
correctly.
The
Yeah.
GOAT, right? The GOAT. No, I'm playing. I watched that. I saw the controversial fourth down missed conversion. Saw that live. I was with one of my homies who was a
Yeah, that was
Bills
a fun
fan.
one. That was a good play.
Yeah, great play. What do you think about that? I was curious. What do you think about that?
Bro, I think he got it, but whatever.
It's whatever. Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I don't
keep
know.
going, Hoj. Keep going.
I don't know. I just don't want to see the Kansas City Chiefs win anymore, I think. But at the same time, I don't want to see the Eagles win a Super Bowl because Philly fans are like the worst kind of people, in my opinion. Like just they need if this Super Bowl happens for Philly, we're never hearing the end of it ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you will for
Like
the Chiefs either. That's a 3-peat, never been done before. It'll be equally insufferable either way.
yeah,
I'm convinced that if the Eagles win, like 6 people are dying in the like city of Philadelphia. In celebration against, there's gonna be like 5 to 6 people just straight just dead because I'm pretty sure someone died like after they won the NFC Championship. He like
Yeah,
fell
Yeah.
off.
someone did. Someone's probably gonna punch a horse.
what happened?
I'm not sure exactly what happened after. There's a lot of greasing of poles.
Yeah.
There's a lot of jumping. There's a lot of
Horse
civil
punching.
unrest. Um,
Yeah.
but anyway, the Super Bowl is set. The Commanders lost. I don't really know if we need to talk about the Commanders. I think we kind of set it up. We all kind of that game went
Mhm.
kind of as much as we expected it to. We'll do a deep dive on the Super Bowl in a couple of days when we do our official Super Bowl episode. Camille, I'm excited to hear your thoughts on
Yeah,
that.
no, sorry, I just saw the agenda and I looked at the last item.
I think we should start here. I think we should start
Yeah.
while Camille's still here.
Okay, yeah, this is
So
no, this is interesting. I do want to touch this.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's Chiefs Eagles. Hoju alluded to this. In this Pro Bowl episode, we like to attack larger issues in the
In the
NFL.
NFL.
Try to expand it
Oh,
beyond the
no.
pale of just the games itself. So I wonder, is the league rigged? I think it's an honest question we can ask at this point. And Hoj, I'll start with you on this.
Wait, what league? Wait, what are we
The
talking
The
about?
NFL is the
NFL.
NFL rig. We'll get to the NBA in a
Oh,
second.
okay. All
Yeah.
right. Sorry. I thought we were talking about something else. Okay. I'm sure we're gonna get there at some point.
Yeah, we will.
Do I think the NFL is rigged? Like, no. Do I think that there's like biases towards certain very important figures in the business side, the business face of this league? Absolutely. Like, I think just watching like the Eagles versus the Commanders, like nothing about the officiating was wrong, right? Like, okay, I low-key did have the Commanders spread covering the spread. They lost by like seven
Maybe a
million
little bit
points, so
biased.
maybe I was just a little bit, yeah. I'm gonna acknowledge my bias here. But like that one play where the guy accidentally hit him after Saquon already went out, and it was like whatever that call is, like roughing the person, unnecessary roughness or whatever. Like they're immediately like that was like the 3rd and 17 conversion. I was like, all right, like that's not wrong, but like no one else is getting that call. So it sometimes feels like there's a script.
I think so too. I mean, I think that more than that, I think you got to acknowledge that like your home field advantage has a lot of effect on the refs too. I
Yeah.
mean, I heard on the broadcast they were saying that if that's in Buffalo, Josh Allen's getting a first down there. I think there's some merit to that. I think the refs are people too. They hear the noise, they hear what's going on around them, and there's going to be some implicit bias that happens when you're reffing a game. And when you're reffing a team like the Chiefs that have some of the biggest stars in the game too,
Mhm.
um, I think that there is some implicit bias there,
Mhm.
even more. Do I think it needs to be fixed? Yeah, definitely. But do I think it's an explicit attempt by the NFL to rig the games? I can't see how that's the case. I mean,
Yeah.
fans are more upset than ever. I can't think it drives up your streaming or your numbers that
I,
much.
I wouldn't say it's rigged. I think the refs honestly did fine this game, but I think there's something nefarious going on in New York because there was two plays this game that we could look back to where it went to review, and some very questionable calls. Number one being the worthy catch, which hit the ground and nobody had control of it at the time, and for whatever reason they just ruled it a catch for him. And then also the Josh Allen 4th and 1 sneak where Gene Steratore thought they got it, Tony Romo thought they got it, pretty much everyone in America thought they got it. Then they go to New York, and the verdict is he didn't get it. So it's just I don't know what's going on in New York. Maybe what's his name? Eric Adams is a Chiefs fan or something, but it's a little strange. That's all I'm gonna say.
Tree?
Yeah, I don't think it's rigged. I think I agree with Hoj. I think there's just bias here and there. I feel like the Chiefs get away with a lot of calls that a lot of other teams just don't get away with, and I think honestly that's it. But yeah, I don't think the league is rigged.
I actually have a bigger question than I think beyond the whole rig thing. I think we have to start having a conversation about parity in the NFL. I think for a long time the NBA has been seen as a sport that like there's a clear division between,
Mhm.
the top shelf teams, for a long time it was the Cavs and the Warriors for like 4 years in the 2010s of the NBA. In the NFL, if you look back since, you know, uh, basically since the 2017, like the
Mhm.
resurgence of the Patriots dynasty in the past 10 years, who are the teams that have won Super Bowls and have been in the Super Bowl too? It's the Patriots, the
Mhm.
Eagles, the Niners, the Chiefs, the Rams. Am I
Yeah.
forgetting
The
anyone?
Bengals got one. I mean, those are
The Bengals got one.
I'll comment before I leave. My last comment. It's also my general take on this Chiefs Eagles game. The combination of Mahomes, Reed, and Spags at DC, and also Veach at GM, is just incredible, and it breaks the NFL. And there's really no response for it. And Andy Reid can do just about anything with that offense, with Mahomes being essentially a supercomputer who makes the right choices every single time. And then on the other side of the ball, Spags is always going to be disrupting the game for them, making good play calls at the right time against top quarterbacks like Josh Allen, like Lamar Jackson, like Joe Burrow. And I don't know how you beat it. And for that reason, I'm taking the Chiefs like so
We have
easily
a
to
Super
win the
Bowl
Super
episode
Bowl.
coming in a couple
I don't
days.
think he wants to
Yeah,
comment on
Okay.
it more.
you will be there. Yeah.
Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. All light has left the world. We're enveloped in darkness.
Camille literally walks off.
Yeah.
Camille storms off camera.
So I realized
But
Camille didn't really answer my question
yeah,
whatsoever.
I mean, okay, I think he makes a point though on the fact that you talk about parity in the NFL, but I think it really comes down to management and coaches and who you can employ at the highest levels. You look at the Patriots dynasty, they did that at those levels, right? Bill Belichick, for a long time, was a great coach and GM of that team. Josh McDaniels, you have one of the best offensive coordinators for that time. Tom Brady, one of the best quarterbacks. I mean, when things like that fall into place, it's tough to beat that. And especially when you have continuity like this Patriots teams did, like the Chiefs do, it's tough to beat that. But I think that there is still a lot of parity. I mean, you look at below that upper echelon of teams, I think you do see a lot of teams coming and going. This year, you saw the Commanders break through, and the Lions ascend from the depths. And I think that there's something to be said about that, that there is some parity happening beneath those top teams. It's just that these top teams have incredible um, quarterbacks, coaches, and managers.
Yeah. Kind of agree with like both what both of you said. I don't think Andy Reid's going to be there. 3, 4, 5 years from now. I think Travis
Why
Kelsey's
is that true?
I think he's just going to retire.
Oh,
I thought you were getting at something else.
yeah.
I think at some point, like it's just going to be Mahomes with a new head coach. It's going to be like a new staff, and it's going to be a new generation of players. And I think there will be a time where they will miss the playoffs. Like it'll be maybe even like a 9-8, just missing the playoffs, and like there'll be like a
Mr.
seven.
Sure, you're telling me that Mahomes isn't like just gonna dominate the NFL till the day he dies?
No, I don't think so. I think there will be. I feel like if that
Okay.
I think it might be rigged. I think I'll answer the question like 15 years later. But I think there will be a time where all the staff, ends up retiring. It's just going to be Mahomes by himself. I feel like there is going to be a time where, just like Rohan was saying, like the AFC West this year, they're going to have some better teams, like the Broncos, the Chargers. Pete Carroll, I don't know if he's going to play a role in the Raiders' resurgence or anything, but it's a tougher division. It's tougher coaches. The AFC is only getting better. I don't think he's going to make it to the Super Bowl every year. I don't think he's going to win like a playoff game every single year. But until then, like, actually, I don't know. What were we talking about again? Yeah, like I think the Chiefs will be there for like up there for a while, but I feel like someone's got to fall. Like the Warriors had a bad season after their domination for like a decade. Albeit it was for like 2-3 years, but they came back. I think the same thing will happen with the Chiefs as well.
I have a theory here. Well, me and my friend were talking about the differences between NFL and NBA. And I think that the NBA has a bigger tolerance for being like ass as a franchise. Like they have like a higher threshold for like whole the tanking, I feel like doesn't really exist in like the NFL. Like people are really trying, and if you're bad, then you get like cut essentially. Whereas in like the NBA, it's like trust the process. I feel like there is no trust the process in the NFL. And like part of that is because in like the drafting, like the draft doesn't really matter as much for the NFL as I think like the NBA. Like I think that the NFL, okay, I don't really know too much about the NFL, but Cowboys, for example, like 2 years ago, we drafted like some O lineman because Micah Parsons was like, yeah, or like the edge rusher, someone, I forget who, because Micah Parsons was like, yeah, this is like the guy. And Micah Parsons, I love him to death. Like, that's my boy. He shouldn't really be doing any of the thinking behind anything. Like, him on the podcast is bad for his legacy. Okay.
No,
we were talking about this the other day.
I have a take on this. Players should not have podcasts like that when they're in season. Hearing him comment about like, oh, Mahomes is on a heater right now, Burrow for MVP. I'm like, this is crazy, bro. Your team is 6-9 right now.
Yeah, it's like no, Cooper Rush for MVP while you're in season. Like, don't talk right now. Like, why is he sharing his opinion about things? Like, this is not good. No, but the reason why I bring that up is because for the NBA, one draft pick can make or break, right? Like one superstar, like is gonna change. All right, like the fucking Sorry, that's all I can think about right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like I love the NFL. Like right now, I'm devastated.
All
Um,
right, and on
Let's,
that,
let's talk about it. Let's
let's move
talk
to
about it.
it. All
Let's
right,
talk about it.
okay.
the giant ass elephant in the room. Last night, we were all in the car. We were in Uber together, and Shams dropped at about midnight EST. The Dallas Mavericks have traded Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers. Yeah,
For a bag of chips. For a bag
Yeah,
of for a
Anthony
bag of
Davis.
chips.
bag of chips.
And bro.
He does
Oh
play a
my.
lot better when he's playing at the four, to be honest. That's what
Okay.
he came out and said that, Kyrie, Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford.
Bro, that would have been a heater back in like 2018. That would
Yeah,
have been insane.
we've literally decided, okay, our championship window goes from like 5, 6 years to like 2 years.
Yeah,
I think the window just closed. I don't know. I
You think
mean,
the window just
Luca
completely.
dragged the team there last year.
Dude, I don't know if like, dude, Kyrie is like the number two, and everyone's like, oh, AD is your number one. AD is not the number one. He's like the number 1.5 because he literally like he's old. He's 30. He's turning 32 soon. He's like his career has been riddled with injuries. Like he's inconsistent. Sure, he wants to be the four, but it's like 4 or 5, you pick a number, we're gonna be ass. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't matter. We're gonna have Kyrie and AD just putting up absolute bricks while our role players who are just like significantly younger than this main core, squad of just like washed up, inconsistent folk, right? Our younger players are like generationally going to be mid as they're trying to like battle with like their development and also like let's win right now. Like 2021 Warriors is not happening. We're not having Wiggins pull up, like Jaden Hardy is not going to wake up tomorrow and decide he's that guy who's going to put the team on his back and carry us to the promised land while Kyrie like is doing whatever the hell Kyrie is doing. But sorry, yeah, I'm ranting right now, but
like,
this,
bro,
yeah.
Mikal Bridges got five
Five.
first
Yeah.
round picks in this economy, and you could just get one for Luka Doncic. Like, I know you got AD, but just one pick, one
Bro,
first rounder.
we traded him for a high school freshman. It's like we don't care. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
who
do you have any
buys
theory
that?
as to why do you think this trade happened?
Luka fat.
No, it's not just Luca fat. I think that okay, I saw this Instagram post that I really don't want to, believe, but I think has a lot of merit. People are saying that Kyrie, have you seen the Trojan horse Kyrie post?
No.
No.
Okay, people are theorized. Okay, maybe I'm just too deep in the Mavs social media. Um, but people are saying Kyrie has this kind of reputation for being a franchise killer, right? Like
Mhm.
destroying franchises. And people were saying, oh look, like it's so different in Dallas because we're accommodating Kyrie. He became mature, he became big, or whatever. People were saying like there's a post a couple years ago, you can look it up, about this random person saying, yo, if the Lakers want to win a chip, they need to figure out how to get like generational talent like Luca out of like their home franchises by sending a Trojan horse like Kyrie and convincing
It
the
sounds like some
franchise.
Nostradamus shit, bro.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, as a Mavs fan, okay, guys, I don't know if, but they're holding like vigils and like
There's
tribute ceremonies
protests.
for
Yeah.
Luca. Saw this in
I got
Dallas.
won by 43 today.
Yeah,
That's
I watched the game. Obviously, I took Dallas spread. I was like, through it all. Like, we're gonna.
you took Dallas
I
spread.
took Dallas spread, and clearly that was not the choice. That was not whatever. Um, but yeah, okay, to answer your question, sorry, like my theory for why this is happening is that there's a lot of internal problems that exist, I think, in Dallas ever since, emotions are high after going to the finals and losing. Luka just got married. He weighs 270 pounds. He's like the seventh heaviest player in the league. Um, he's clearly like something's going on with him. He's so injury prone. No way you get a calf strain on a random just like landing and you're out for like 18 games. I don't know.
People are theorizing that that's not an actual injury. The match just made that up so that he could get back into shape. Like it was essentially like, all right, you're sitting now, like get your ass in shape and then you can come back.
And then he didn't get in shape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then I guess he hasn't, so he got traded. But I mean, like, come on, Zion Williamson's never been in shape for 5 years, and he still has a job. Like He's never actually been traded yet.
Yeah,
It
yeah, but I
doesn't
don't
make
think.
sense to trade Luka, who's also actually done stuff even while being fat.
Okay, he's not fat, first of all. All right, he's perfectly sized. Ah, guys, Luca, bro. Like, why would you trade Luca? Dog, he's 25, bro. It's just, oh my God, it just boggles the front office. And Max Christie, who the hell is Max Christie? Like, the trade is like Anthony Davis and Max Christie, one future first round picker in like small parentheses. I'm like, get Max Christie out of there. We don't need, all right, whatever.
Tree.
I think it was just league ratings have fallen down. You trade
Yeah.
the number one player to a number one franchise, you boost league ratings. I think that's honestly all it is. You take Luca, probably second, third best player in the NBA. I think, and you put him on the number one, one of the most famous franchises. That's all you need to boost NBA ratings. Like the whole world was shocked. I think this is probably the most shocking trade in NBA history, and I'm saying this as a casual. Obviously, I don't know if I think this is more shocking than the KD going to the Warriors type thing.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, that's honestly all I got. I think it was just facilitated by the league to the boost the league ratings. Like Rohan said, like I don't know how you can get Luka away for like a bag of chips. Either his conditioning must be like really really like dog shit, but which I don't think it is. I think he's still run up and down the court. But there's no other way this happened, especially behind LeBron's back, and LeBron is usually involved in these kind of trade discussions. And it wasn't even that the
Yeah,
Lakers
mistake, I guess.
it wasn't even that the Lakers wanted him. The Dallas Mavericks themselves called and were like, "Hey, we want to trade." Does that ever happen? Honestly, like this is like the Ravens trading away Lamar Jackson. Like this is
Yeah.
like you are getting yourself to the NBA Finals and you're trading away your best player. That just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't understand what the Mavs are going for. The roster's aging. The role players are relatively inexperienced. So I don't know what they're doing, but I think it was facilitated by the league.
Yeah, I agree. You want to talk about the NFL being rigged? This has to be the most rigged thing I've ever seen. I mean, like, okay, hold up. Like, first of all, you're telling me that the Mavericks made this trade, and their GM comes out and makes a statement that we made this trade because defense wins championships. Like, bro,
Defense was shame.
you
I'm
are
always saying that, bro.
okay, but like, bro, you're not in fifth grade. Like, that can't be your explanation for trading away a generational player. Defense wins championships. I'm gonna go get AD who doesn't play half the games. Like, that's a ridiculous like explanation to make. And then on top of that, like you said, Shrey, I mean, not only does this like help the NBA now because people are going to tune in because they're so confused about what's going on. They're going to watch the Lakers this year. They're going to watch the Mavericks, see what happens between these two teams. Just watch the NBA generally. Not only that, but you just gave your best franchise, the LA Lakers, a franchise player for the next 10 years. And you kept them relevant for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
And when you don't have, I mean, you talk about how the NBA doesn't have the face of the league right now. I think that's been a recurring issue we were talking about. Giannis hasn't stepped up to fill that role. Embiid, forget that. Jason Tatum just doesn't seem to have it.
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards, he hasn't won enough, I don't
Yeah.
think, yet to have that yet either. So what do? You take the guy that just that just got to the finals, that's bound to win some MVPs in his career, and you put him in your biggest market. You can't tell me this doesn't like reek of being rigged.
Yeah, this is look,
Why me?
go
Why
ahead.
me? Why Mavericks? Why would you like?
You were the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just sucks, man. It
Yeah.
just sucks.
Are they that mad that we made it to the finals? Like they're just like, all right, like I hope Maverick fans, like you've had your fun. That was your 2011 chance. Go be irrelevant for the next
Yeah.
15. It's like, okay, we gave up
I mean, does
Jalen
the NBA just want Celtics, Lakers
I don't think they necessarily want that. I just think that they know that LeBron's time is coming to an end soon. AD can't carry the torch by himself in LA, so what do you have to do? You got to put a superstar there. You got to put and for whatever reason, I thought they needed a drastic move to put the biggest superstar there in Luka Doncic. I mean, they're essentially saying that they don't care if this Dallas franchise falters for the next 15 years. I think that is what they are saying because I do fully believe this argument.
I mean, it's new ownership too. That's another element to this.
Yeah,
But
like,
new ownership, you can't be. I'm not gonna.
no, I mean to be honest, like 3 years ago, you asked Mark Cuban, would he rather divorce his wife or let Luca go? He said that he'd rather divorce his wife. I truly think he was serious, by the way. Like,
I do think he's
Like yeah, I swear, if I feel like if Mark Cuban was still in the position of handling this team, he wouldn't have made that trade. Like genuinely, like
Yeah,
he was ride or die with Luca. He was ride or die like from the beginning. I mean, I think I think he was the one that made the trade, right? Like when you
yeah,
got
yeah. He was.
with Trey Young back in the day. So I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It just wouldn't have happened. But you know, as someone with the, I don't know where the Mavs are going to go from here. Like I think Cavs just scored like 91 points on them in the first half. I
All
mean,
right, okay, okay, hold on, hold on.
to be fair, if
Can I
Luca
jump
was in
in?
the game, it would have been 100. So
Yeah.
Okay, can I jump in for a
that's
second?
why we traded. That's why we traded.
No, I hear you. Hold on. Can I jump in for a second though with
yeah,
like an optimistic take about Mavericks for a second?
Yeah, I think we need that.
sure,
Okay.
man. I want to hear
Like
this.
okay, like all right. Say what you will about Kyrie, he can be inefficient. It's still Kyrie Irving, you know what I mean? So it's like if push comes to shove, he can drop like 40. You know what I mean? Like he still has it. He dropped like 50
You know who
against the
dropped 70 in a game though, Hojun, once?
Okay, yes, I understand that Luca I understand that Luke. Okay, just hear me out for a second. All right. Okay, so I feel like what we're trying to do is trying to become like the more ca like Cleveland Cavaliers-esque with it, where they're running like Jarrett
Such
Allen.
massive cope.
All right, hold on. I know,
Hold
okay?
on, hold on.
I'm gonna struggle through this, all right? AD has always wanted to be the four, okay? We have two like all-star level or at least starting level centers in Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively who can
Yeah,
constantly switch off as the five, right? We got rid of Maxi Kleba, which was like, what are we doing? All right, whatever. Anyways, we have like Max Christie who's like 6'7", 6'8". Yeah, he's 21. Okay, sure, he has potential, whatever. No, banish him to the bench. We're gonna have AD coming as the four, PJ as the three.
Clay at
Yeah,
the two.
PJ as the three, and then we have like Clay Thompson as the two, and we
Kyrie
have
Irving at the
Kyrie
three.
Irving as the one. And suddenly we went from like an average like pretty tall team, but like now we're like tall. You know what I mean? Kyrie is our smallest player. Next one is like Klay Thompson, who's like 6'7" or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, okay, so now we're playing massive. We have AD, like we're doing exactly the same schema that we've been running with Luca, which is like the double drag screen. But now it's AD and Derek Lively both rolling off of a Kyrie screen. You know what I mean? So now it's like, okay, you got AD and Derek Lively, two 7-foot motherfuckers running. Sorry, bleep that out.
All
Running
right.
towards the rim.
Can't cancel anything.
Okay, word, yeah. And then now you have Kyrie Irving. So what do? You sag off, right? Because two 7-foot people are running under. Okay, say that the whole defense collapses. You throw it out to PJ or you throw it out to Clay. Like in theory, it works.
No, I agree. I don't even think it's theory. I actually think it's what the Timberwolves did like last year when he had like Cat, Rudy Gobert, like two tall 7-footers, one of them that can shoot the ball. You put him at the floor, and then you had just an elite defensive team, and they were the best defensive team in the league last year. So I I could see where this is going. I do think it is a lot of cope though.
Yeah.
I do see the vision, but
I do see the
I
vision because it
also
did
don't at
happen
the same
last
time.
year.
Like,
Okay,
if
hear
you're
me
gonna
out.
trade someone,
So
like, why don't you
this,
do all this, but just
yeah.
trade Kyrie instead?
Like,
Well, yeah, I know.
I feel like honestly, in terms of league ratings, I feel like a Kyrie LeBron like reunion would like boost it a lot higher.
It's
In
never
my
gonna
No,
happen.
I know. But it doesn't keep the Lakers relevant.
Yeah, Luka
That's
keeps
the
the Lakers
key.
relevant for
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
true.
Okay, hear me out too. This is gonna also sound like massive cope, but I'm gonna say it. I think like part of why part of why Luka got traded was his performance in the final series against the Celtics last year. Like, sure, we were massive underdogs going into that, and to be fair, that Celtics team was pretty cracked. Okay, like it was a little ridiculous what they were doing. Like when Tingus Pingus would just kind of like lazily throw up like a 30-footer, we're just like, all right, like we're cooked. All five of them are shooting 45%, and we're shooting like 20%. We're like laying up eggs. But the biggest problem was that like Luca became kind of exposed for how defensively cheeks he was. Like he's overhated in terms of defense in my opinion, but like his lack of emotional self-regulation as well as physical conditioning made it so that he was actually like a major detriment on defense. Um,
But do you really believe that, Hojin? Like,
Like,
Are you really
like,
gonna say Luke is a crybaby a day after he's traded? I mean, I've always
no,
thought that, but
no, he's not a. I never. Okay, first of all, don't slander my king. He's still my goat. All right, chill out. I'm incredibly devastated. But last year, like I will, this is the only thing I can say with positive certainty is as I was watching that series, I was like, Luca, like please, like you're our guy. Like what he can accomplish. That's what I'm not like standing about the front office. Like if you have half of a basketball brain, you can realize like the massive ceiling that exists for Luca. Like sure, he's incredibly stubborn and he's not gonna fucking listen to you, but that's what makes him great. You know what I mean? Like he has that dog mentality. Like he's going to be difficult to work with. Yeah, no, he does. Like
Luka's
he
not a dog. Let's not get crazy, but
no, Luca is a killer. Like that he will literally drop 60 points on your team in a game 7 away and outscore your entire team in
um,
2 quarters and
can you
make
flash
your
Devin Booker?
franchise
Yeah.
make your franchise post an
Yeah.
apology
What you
letter to
said.
its fans.
Did you see what Devin Booker tweeted, Hojun?
Yeah, it must be like Luca Garza or something.
Oh no.
Oh
So
no.
like a few days ago, the Mavs posted that photo of like Luka looking up at Book from that game,
Hmm.
and they like I don't know why they posted it, but they captioned it. We promise this is the last time we'll post this, LOL. And then Luka subtweeted after the trade. He said, "Kept their word."
It's pretty cool.
But
Oh, they didn't tell Luca. Apparently Luca
no,
texted the group chat and was like, thanks
that's
for
sick work.
everything.
That's really sick work. But I mean, I do agree with what you're saying, Hoj, about like Luka's defensive liabilities. But at the same time, when you look at the last few years, teams like the Nuggets have won a championship when their best player is arguably a defensive net negative and Jokic. The Warriors built a dynasty around a guy. What?
That's
Cat?
cap, dude.
Nope.
Jokic is so underrated as on a defensive end. If you look at the advanced stats, he's like one of the most like plus positive on defense like in the league right now.
A plus positive because of the guys around him. They've assembled a defensive team that is quite strong around him. I mean, look
Bro,
at
Jokic is averaging like more steals and more blocks than like Michael Jordan's like MVP career or whatever. Like stats lie or whatever. But he's actually like he's good on defense, dude. Like Jokic, all right. Jokic is gonna be the greatest player of all time, by the way. Like people, okay, hold on. People are not realizing the statistical career that
Yeah.
that Jokic is having. Dude, he's averaging a triple double like within 3 quarters, bro.
this year. I think the when Jokic sits, the Nuggets' offensive rating is the worst in NBA history.
Hmm.
When he plays, it's the best in NBA history. The dude's
Crazy.
But going back to my point, though, okay, maybe Jokic isn't like a huge defensive liability, but look at the Warriors, their dynasty. It's centered around a guy who Curry is definitely not a net positive on defense. Maybe not as bad as Luka was in the last year's finals, but you surround him with guys who can play really good defense, like Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, even Kevin Durant, I think, is a net positive on defense, and things work out. And for some reason, the Mavericks weren't patient enough to do that. I think the reason is they weren't willing to pay a supermax contract in a few years.
Yeah.
It would have been worth $345 million, and they weren't willing to spend that. So I
Yeah.
need
It's like you could have demanded the absolute world for Luca, and any franchise would do incredible things for that. Like, okay, look at the Spurs. Did you hear that De'Aaron Fox might be going to like the Spurs? I think it might be confirmed at this point.
Oh, really?
I don't know yet. Don't quote me on that. But it's like, all right, you go from like an irrelevant franchise to like being one of the scariest teams now. You got Wemby and De'Aaron Fox. Imagine that pick and roll. Like it's like crazy work. It's like obviously we're coming to a point in the league where you have to invest in the young players. Like that's why OKC is going to be cracked for way too long. But it's like the old players are not the truth anymore. Like, what are we doing right now? Like, AD and Kyrie are 33. God, the Mavericks are going to be ass for the next like 20 years.
On that note, I do want to pivot back to the NFL, but to your other
Yeah,
team, the
yeah.
Dallas Cowboys.
Oh my goodness. All right.
You just ruined his day even
Yeah.
more.
Guys, Dallas is in shambles, okay? This is all right, go ahead. Good.
No, I just, I'm
Hopefully
sure
that
you
will be
saw
better.
that you've been asking basically since you started following Cowboys football to get rid of Mike McCarthy. They got rid of Mike McCarthy, but they hired his second in command to be the head coach of the team, who has never
Yeah.
really been, he was not interviewed for any other head coaching spots on any other team. And Jerry seems to be losing it a little bit. What do you
I
think?
think Jerry's going senile.
Yeah, you said it. I was blaming Mike McCarthy for all of our problems, but it turns out that it was the evil poisoned root of the tree after all. Um, it's always been Jerry Jones, and that's the problem, okay? Jerry Jones, I have my own personal sources that are not to be trusted, but I believe them that he spent $30 billion on the poisoned fountain of youth. He's gonna live till he's 135 years old. Like he's never gonna sell this team. He's never like we're gonna move laterally. We have become a lateral franchise where we move like sideways as opposed to forward and towards the future. Because Jerry Jones thinks that this is 1990s and he thinks that trusting in these coaches for way too long is going to be the solution when in reality like Dak, not that guy. You know what I mean?
Highest paid
I
quarterback in the league.
huh?
Nope.
That guy.
Is he the highest paid quarterback
He
in the
Yeah.
league?
is 60 million
60
per
mil.
year.
Like what is happening? Why did we re-sign Ezekiel Elliott? Like what is
CeeDee Lamb,
happening?
one of the top paid receivers in the league. I mean, CeeDee Lamb's pretty good.
CeeDee Lamb
CeeDee
does
Lamb is great, but it's like you have every single corner on CeeDee Lamb, and then pray, like
Rico Dowdle out there running around.
yeah, it's like you got Dawdle, just goggling about. Cooper Rush is like literally like he doesn't know which team he's playing for. Like he's passing to the open corner. You know what I mean? It's like what is happening? Like why is my team doing this right now? We went from like 12
Cowboys.
and 5 in the regular season to like what, like 9 and
Seven
Think
and
you're
10.
7-10, and now that the Commanders made the conference championship, you're the longest, or you're the franchise with the longest drought,
Yeah, in the
from
NFC,
the
I think.
or in the NFC, yeah,
Yeah,
from the conference championship. I think wasn't the last time they made it 1997,
yeah, 19 or I think 95.
95,
Yeah.
20 years for
So
American teams.
I have a question for you, Hoj. Do you
yeah.
think as long Jerry's gonna pass away probably within the next 10 years, unless you're correct. Do you think the Dallas Cowboys will ever get to a Super Bowl in your lifetime?
Hmm. They
I
have to.
mean, I don't know. It becomes a toss up of like if do I outlive Jerry Jones or not? You know? Like at this point it's a toss up of like who's gonna make it further. Because if this continues to my Dallas sports, like I need to start branching out to different sports, guys. I might be looking into like Dallas badminton soon because things are not looking good in any of our major sports. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, anyways, to answer your question, I really don't know if I have hope. Um, because we're perennially just mid. And it's like we do way too well to have like actually good draft picks. So like we're not gonna be drafting any like superstar like Jaden McDaniels, for example. I
Jaden.
call him, yeah.
What if this is a tanking ploy to get
Yeah,
Arch Manning?
Arch Manning.
Arch Manning, maybe Deion Sanders, maybe like I don't know if Bill Belichick would leave UNC, but or like go to the Dallas
They could have
Cowboys.
called Bill or Dion. They didn't. Or I think they called Dion. Dion rejected them.
The next year, if they get Arch Manning, could this be a tanking ploy, Hoj?
I mean, dude, it's like if it is, this is like how come Cowboys do everything horribly? Like we can't even tank properly. It's like what are like we
Tanking with
have
the highest paid quarterback in football.
yeah, we have literally no assets. We're a poverty franchise. We have Dak who literally can't play like past, the month of January or whatever it is, like December. And then we have like CeeDee Lamb who literally is just doing cardio for like he's getting paid tens of millions of hundreds of millions of dollars to just run and not be. I love you and you have so much talent, but it's like we're never getting anywhere. This guy cannot
We can't.
like he doesn't there's no like schemes like he doesn't have defensive IQ. He just
This is
is
Hojin's shut up and
running. What happened?
This is your shut up and dribble moment.
Yeah, seriously. Like seriously, dude. Like Micah needs to like not have opinions and like be allowed to like share them out loud.
I do want to hit one more topic just because Hoj, we've hit on this the first 2 years you were on. Aaron Rodgers, he's still in the NFL. Your thoughts?
Have I not prophesized Aaron Rodgers like entire career? You can like go back to whatever episode I was on where I was like I swear to you he's like in the jungle somewhere. He's gonna crash and burn. Like there is no future for Aaron Rodgers. And look at the Jets. Like there is like he crashed and burned. Like there's the Aaron Rodgers that was able to throw like 80 yards down the field from the other team's end zone. That's gone. The ayahuasca, like you don't realize like as he's playing, he's literally seeing like Mother Mary. Like there's
He's seeing ghosts.
Yeah,
New York
he's
Jets
literally seeing
quarterbacks
ghosts.
always see
yeah,
ghosts.
yeah, he's tweaking out. Like Aaron, I'm telling you, like we're right now we are in like a transition period where the old greats are phasing out and like the new people we have to start investing in the new. Like
And that's what
Jets,
Los
like
Angeles is
throw
doing.
everyone away. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have hope for football, for the Cowboys.
Oh yeah, Cowboys are cooked.
So
Yeah, yeah,
on that note, Hoj, to close off your time here, would you like to
yeah.
give us a Super Bowl prediction?
Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs are gonna win, man. The Chiefs are really gonna win. And people are saying like Eagles, like whatever, like I get you, I hear you out, but never bet against Patrick Mahomes. Just never do it. It's like he's the greatest football player right now. I don't know if he's better than Tom Brady, but like he's better than everyone else.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's gonna be Chiefs, and I think they're gonna win. It's gonna be close, but they're going to win.
Okay.
I
Patrick
agree.
Mahomes also a Dallas Mavericks fan. He
Really?
was also yeah, he grew up in the Dallas area,
I didn't
so
know that. Well,
yeah.
Okay, never mind. Then the Eagles are winning because he's not there. He's not going to be there.
he's
If
not
he
going to be the
feels
best.
anywhere like I feel, he's not going to be okay.
But thank you guys so much for listening. Hoj, thank you for coming on once again. Thank you for honestly, we mentioned this the past couple of episodes. Hoj is the one who came up with the name on the turf and the music for it. So thank you so much for helping out with the show for the
Our
past couple of years.
contributions.
Thanks, guys. I'm honored to be here. And this has been awesome to like see you guys build this from like our little Harbin room to now.
Yeah,
To now
Hoj is.
our slightly bigger
I had to
living.
kick Hoj out of our dorm room in freshman year to record
Oh,
on the turf.
Yeah.
no.
For other things.
All right.
You're
All right.
cutting that shit
Just
out.
had to include that.
Yeah.
Oh
But
my God.
thank you guys so much for listening. Only 2 more episodes to go after this. We'll have the Super Bowl, the episode after the Super Bowl, last week of the show and the season. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this journey. We'll have lot more thank yous to go over this next couple episodes. My name is Arjun Ryan,
Shriba Kanda.
I'm Ron Patel.
I'm Hojun Choi.
and we'll see you next week in the Super Bowl on the turf.
And